Guys, today's video, we'll be doing the top 5 locations to fish in New Austin. And remember guys, look down in the description, I have the price of all the fish down there. But anyways, let's get into it. Coming in at the fish spot is San Luis River. You can catch largemouth bass, redfin pickerel, rock bass, and bluegill. It's located right here on the map. To catch a largemouth bass, you're going to actually want to fish between this marker and this marker because that's where they spawn the most. The closest fast travel point is Armadillo, and the closest butcher is Tumbleweed. To catch a largemouth bass, you're going to want to use a crawfish and a special spinner lure. To catch the redfin pickerel, you're going to use some bread bait and a special spinner lure. To catch the rock bass and the bluegill, you're going to use cheese bait and a special spinner lure. Coming in at the 4th spot is Lake Don Julio. You can catch bluegill, chain pickerel, smallmouth bass, and rock bass here. It's located right next to Armadillo, and the closest butcher is Tumbleweed. So to catch the smallmouth bass, you're going to use some cricket bait and some special spinner. To catch the chain pickerel, you're going to use corn bait and a special spinner lure. And to catch the rock bass and bluegill, you're going to use cheese bait and a special spinner lure. Coming in at the 3rd spot is Stillwater Creek. You can catch largemouth bass, bluegill, rock bass, and redfin pickerel. Stillwater Creek's located right here, right next to Thieves Landing, and right next to this fast travel point. Blackwater is the nearest butcher that you can go to. I picked this spot for the 3rd spot because the spawn rate for the largemouth bass is really insane here. You can pretty much catch a largemouth bass every time you cast. So the type of bait you're going to use is a crawfish and a special spinner lure for the largemouth bass. For the bluegill and the rock bass, you're going to use some cheese bait and a special spinner lure. And then for the chain pickerel, you're going to use some corn bait and a special spinner lure. Coming to the 2nd spot, there's going to be 2 locations at this spot just because it's kind of the same spot in the same river. What you can catch here are redfin pickerel, steelhead trout, bluegill, and rock bass. The locations right here on Thieves Landing. The nearest fast travel locations right here, and the nearest butcher is in Blackwater right here. The best thing about steelhead trout is that you can catch them off a worm and a special spinner lure. You actually get a worm, one of the first baits in the game that you can buy. So this is the perfect fish for low level players. To catch the rock bass and the bluegill, you're going to use cheese bait and a special spinner lure. And then catch the redfin pickerel, you're going to use bread bait and a special spinner lure. Then on the 2nd location is right next to Manteca Falls, right here on this little island. This spot has the same exact fish as the 1st spot. It's just a lot easier to catch them because they're all right here and it's really shallow. And there's a huge spawn of them. Guys, another thing that's great about this location is that it's really shallow, so you can actually bowfish here. And if you guys haven't seen my video on how to bowfish, it'll be up in the top right corner right now. But here you can just go like this. You can see that there's a steelhead trout, and then you can pop deadeye, and you can just shoot them right here. And just like that, you get a 3-star steelhead trout. And then coming in at the number 1 spot is St. Louis River, right here on this little island. It's right next to Tumbleweed. Here's the butcher and the nearest fast travel point. What makes this spot so great is there's a bunch of steelhead trout, and you can come over here, and there's actually largemouth bass on this location. So you get 2 birds stoned at once. The type of fish you can catch here is steelhead trout, redfin pickerel, rock bass, and bluegill. To catch the steelhead trout, you're going to want to use worm bait and a special spinner lure. To catch the redfin pickerel, you're going to use some bread bait and a special spinner lure. And to catch the rock bass and the bluegill, you're going to use cheese bait and a special spinner lure. So this spot is super shallow, so it's really easy to just bowfish these guys out of the water. As you see, there's a bunch of steelhead trout right here. You can activate deadeye and look at them all swimming. Take out your small game arrows and shoot them, and just like that, you got a 3-star steelhead trout. And if you guys fill up your pockets on this location of steelhead trout, you can come right over here to the 2nd location. It's right on this little island here. The type of fish you can catch over here are largemouth bass, redfin pickerel, rock bass, and bluegill. And of course, to catch a largemouth bass, you want to use crayfish and a special spinner lure. To catch a redfin pickerel, you want to use bread bait and a special spinner lure. And of course, to catch the rock bass and a bluegill, you want to use cheese bait and a special spinner lure. Largemouth bass are actually a little harder to bowfish, just because it seems like they like the deeper water over here instead of the shallow water over here, but it's still possible over here. You guys can see, swimming right there. Just like that, catch a largemouth bass. So guys, this is the reason I put steelhead trout on the number 1 list and the number 2 list compared to a largemouth bass. A 3-star largemouth bass sells for $2, and a 3-star steelhead trout sells for $2.50. You guys can see, I can sell all of them right now for 45 bucks. You can sell all these for 14 bucks. So you make a lot of money by doing this. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. And if you guys want to see me play any different games, or you got any different spots, let me know down in the comments. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.